We have some amazing video from earlier today from the Wildwood Metro Park. This is the Manor House. Todd Gaertner controlling our drone as we fly up and out of the front porch area. Look at some of those colors popping. You've got deep purples, you've got some oranges, you've got reds, you've got yellows. What a pretty picture. Look at the expansiveness of the woods around that mansion. What a beautiful view. Todd, great job today. But that, my friends, is Wildwood Metro Park. Pretty, huh? Good day for a flight today and a good evening for a walk. So that is some sweet video there.
He went somewhere for 76 minutes and he did something and nobody knows. Like, this is the only place in the area that wasn't searched.
The case of the missing Morenci boys remains unsolved.
We walked all over, like back in there, back in the woods along the river.
Still no trace of the brothers more than 8 years after they were last seen alive.
The hotel has to be fixed first, but then work can begin on the convention center. The county has plans for a $40 million renovation, but funding is an issue.
When you see this much smoke, you may be alarmed.
This is a milestone for us.
When you look closer, you can see firefighters using drip torches to intentionally set this fire.
We've wanted to burn at Wildwood for a long time.
The fire is a prescribed burn. It's what the Director of Natural Resources for Metro Parks Toledo considers essential to help the plants and animals native to Wildwood Preserve.
We still have a lot of appointments available, so give us a call and we can get you booked.
If your love has a sweet tooth, Mommy Valley Chocolate and Candy can assist you. This week, they'll dip thousands of strawberries in chocolate.
Strawberries, box of chocolate, we have it all.
Mommy Valley Chocolate and Candy offer a wide variety of chocolate and fudge, and if you wait until the last minute, that's okay.
That's perfect, because that's what strawberries are. You got to have them fresh.
And that creates the threat of ice jams and flooding on the Maumee. High water prompting Metro Parks Toledo to close a part of River Road in the city of Maumee between 4th Street and Jerome Road. Leaders at Anthony Wayne Schools also sending an alert to parents that until the water level goes down, buses will not be able to travel River Road between Jerome and Stitt.
What started as a 4th of July bet ended up becoming a spectacular patriotic display.
I think they knew I would do it and knew I could do it.
I had no doubt in my mind that he was going to do it.
On this first day of summer, it was a first in Great Lakes maritime history. Not one, but 2 tugs named Ohio were christened.
We don't think it's ever happened in terms of 2 boats with the same name, one becoming a museum ship and the one that's replacing her going into active service. So it's a pretty rare accomplishment.
But I want to take you also back through here. This is a home, and interestingly, we talked with our homeowner here, and he tells me that he did pay attention very, very closely to the warnings. He and his wife got into the basement. They stayed in the basement, and even when the tornado sirens went off, he stayed in the basement just based on instincts. Take a look. Very good move that he did, because this is all that is left of his house. This is what was left of his living room. This used to be his kitchen. The entire house was blown away. So when you hear tornado warnings, it's so very important for you to listen and listen to your instincts on that. They said as soon as the tornado sirens went off, they could hear something that sounded like a big winter storm. It doesn't always sound like that telltale train in the distance coming or a freight train coming on. Then they heard that sound.
Bowling Green police say the break-ins happened in a 2-mile radius. The thieves hit cars in the 1400 block of Clough, the 100 block of State Street, and the 1400 block of East Wooster Street. They broke into nearly a dozen vehicles.
It's been a long and painful 7 months for 16-year-old Marcus Bailey. His life was drastically changed in December when he was brutally attacked with a baseball bat. And although he suffers with a traumatic brain injury, he can walk with the assistance from his mother. He is talking.
I hope you see you Saturday.
Thank you.
Bye.
And showing positive signs of recovery.
Bring your arm up all the way up here. Good job.
The view high above Emerald Dairy Farm puts its damage in perspective. This is what an early morning storm left behind. Closer to the ground, cleanup has been underway for hours after severe weather pummeled the property.
And it was career day at Our Lady of Perpetual Help School in Toledo. Students learned about a wide variety of opportunities. And among the speakers today, 13 ABC photojournalist Todd Gaertner. He shared insight on what it's like behind the camera and putting on the stories together on air on 13 ABC. Most of our drone shots are complimented. That guy right there. And he is really good at what he does.
Check out this 13 ABC News drone footage. You can see what experts believe is an American alligator gliding along in a murky pond. This pond is in a wooded trail area behind Bedford Junior High. A teacher spotted the animal, one not native to Michigan.
And we are learning new information about that massive sinkhole that opened up on a Toledo road.
First told you about it last night on Action News at 11, and today it's raising some questions, a lot of questions about the city's aging infrastructure.
Siding was ripped off of silos, debris pierced through buildings, and an entire cattle barn came tumbling down.
The roof line was, as you see, completely missing. A lot of the wooden timbers was on the cattle.
Day 2 after the tornadoes down here in Salina, and the cleanup, as you can hear, continues. You've got backhoes, you've got electric saws. This house in particular went down in 20 seconds. Elmer Stockler and his wife Sue had just celebrated their 40th anniversary. When the storm hit that night, they fled to the basement. He says it took all of 30 seconds.
I looked at my wife, I said, honey, we just lost everything.
They came up to face the damage.
We walked out of the basement, and you can see lightning.
Farmers are having a very tough year. These winds ripped off the Whitman family farm sign. They uprooted trees, and they took out 2 of their grain bins.
It looks like the damage is somewhere in the neighborhood of $150,000.
Farmer Vincent Whitman says the intense winds destroyed 2 of his grain bins, damaged his barn and trees. J.R. Majewski always decorates his yard for the holidays, but he says he's never done anything like this.
I'm about 36 gallons in, and we leveled and marked everything, and we actually went to the government website. I can't remember the name of the website, and we got the federal standard for the flag. So,
as a veteran, the American flag has a great meaning for him personally.
Shauna Stump's mother miraculously survived, she says.
If you look inside there, there's debris all over the house except for the one spot where she was laying. There's a circle around her where she was laying. There is no debris.
Shauna's mother's house is in a line where the tornado touched down and ripped out more than 10 houses. Ruth Hanna's uncle, Dale Hanna, lived 3 doors down. Dale Hanna was the first person to lose his life in the tornado when a car blew through his bedroom and landed right on top of him when he was asleep.
This pond is primarily used by students in biology class. Not exactly where you'd expect to find what experts estimate is a 3-foot-long striped American alligator. It's believed to be a pet who escaped or was let loose.
High-octane thrills are a staple of Cedar Point's repertoire, but this is a bit of a change-up. Monster Jam Thunder Alley will showcase some of the event's biggest stars, all included with park admission. Modified 10-seater versions of Megalodon and the legendary Gravedigger will take guests off-roading just outside park grounds. The crew had a little under 3 months to build these from scratch. Plenty of blood, sweat, and gears later, they're happy with the result.
Amazon did not get much pushback in the early 2000s when it was proposed because
we didn't have people. We did. We had 450 people in town.
Actually, according to the 2000 census, 471 people called Whitestown home. An old railroad town where the VFW might still have the best tasting lunch in town.
That's why this Huntington Center was built, so we could really take care of the people that are investing in downtown and have an opportunity for them to make some money.
And as the saying goes, you will do better in Toledo.
It's a good time to be a Toledo. It's a good time to be in the city, and tonight's a great example of that.
Well, the day began with some sunshine, partly cloudy skies, a really cool view. Thanks, Todd Gaertner, for this great flyby. UT, you see we're looking north, the Glass Bowl, you've got the clock tower, backing up, some students out there, perhaps a tour, as some potential students are enjoying a good day on campus. We fly back into Old Orchard, a great view. Isn't that cool? Exclusive, unique here to 13 ABC to get a view like that during the 5 o'clock weather. So thanks again, Todd. Some great work.